no codes. I got spark. I got air. I don't know much about motorcycles, car guy, but if anyone knows anything, knows more than me. A lot more people that know more than me to help me out. That'd be big appreciated. It might be pressure, fuel pressure. If it's fuel in the tank, if it's just fuel in the tank, replace the fuel. That's already down in the radical fuel. Added fuel. So that might have been an issue. Might be pressure then. So anyone help, much appreciated. Kudos. Thanks. Hey guys, this is just a little explanation of my little problem I've got. So I was riding home. No, I was headed to Independence, this town about 30 minutes away from where I live, and all of a sudden my cluster, it was stuck at 42 miles an hour, and my RPM said that I was doing 0. So I was like, whoa, what's going on? So I pulled into the parking lot of Braun, and it just died before I could even shut off the bike. It just died by itself. So I was like, what's going on? I ended up replacing the battery, and after I replaced it, this is a new battery, by the way. After I replaced the battery, we put a tester up to the, positive and negative, and as I revved the bike, it actually lost power from the battery rather than gaining it. And after having the battery in for about an hour, hour and a half maybe, I drove back home, and then ended up having to go back to Independence with a friend of mine that sold my Ninja 250R, and so I was riding back to his house with him, and my bike died on the way there with this brand new battery in it. So I've been looking around at some forums and stuff, and I saw that there was like the stator problem, and then there was like something else that started with like an R, it's like rectifer or something, I don't know. But yeah, and then I was looking in this battery compartment, and I noticed that there's 2 wire thingies that like aren't even connected to anything. You guys know what either of these 2 are? It's that thing right there, and this thing right here. I don't know what either of those are. So yeah, if somebody could shed some light on this problem. And I know I've looked at other forums, and they said that people have like changed their stator, and it just went bad again. So there could be like a wiring problem, or I don't know what. But I'm taking it in for diagnostics on Monday. But if anybody could like explain to me what those 2, I don't know if this is like part of the problem. I don't know. So that right there, and that down in there. That would be great. And there's the Jason. Unfortunately, out of commission for a while. Alright guys, thanks.
Okay, so here's a quick look at the tools you'll need before you start this job. Some of these are need to have, others of them are just nice to have, I guess. Quarter-inch ratchet, always nice to have to get to the small spots. I actually only use this for the rectifier itself, for repositioning it into the airbox. I needed a 13, a 12, and a 10 mil wrench, 3/8 ratchet and an extension, a couple of pairs of pliers, some good side cutters just if you're moving things around, you got a zip tie. I needed a 6, a 5, and a 4 millimeter Allen key. That was for the tank, that was for the rectifier, and that one was for the seat, I believe. A pick set or a tiny nail will do in a pinch to unpin your connectors. Of course, drill and drill bits, good to have on you to make the holes in your airbox. This was my saving grace. A real nice long thin screwdriver. This one's flexy too, but a nice long thin one for getting the intake tubes off of your airbox. A flat blade, just to move some stuff around. It kind of worked better as a pry bar this time. And your normal Phillips screwdriver if you don't have one of these nice long ones. Also, coffee. You'll want one of those. Preferably not McDonald's. These are awful off the coffee, but it was close. So coffee's good. Dremel helped, just so I could shave down the bolts and make things nice and neat and tight and tidy in there. So the Dremel was definitely a good hand. I also